Now, starting with the next part of our program, our concert band is going to perform for you. The first piece we're going to perform is a march, a somewhat traditional march, but it's not the traditional American march we normally play. I wanted to kind of get them outside of their comfort zone this year. So we're going to play an Italian march called Caderna. Now, I was asked to talk a little bit between this one. Now, the next song is a very beautiful piece. I'm just going to read you the program notes about this one because I can't really give it justice just kind of talking off the top of my head. Program notes. First of all, this piece is called As Summer Was Just Beginning. This is a song for James Dean. A couple of quotes to start this out. I liken him to a kind of star, or a comet that fell through the sky, and everybody talks about it, yet today. Julie Harris. He seems to capture that moment of youth, where we're all desperately seeking to find ourselves. Dennis Hopper. He is not our hero because he was perfect, but because he perfectly represented the damaged but beautiful soul of our own times. Andy Warhol. James Byron Dean, 1931 to 1955, experienced the brightest and briefest music career ever. In 16 months, he made 3 movies, East of Eden, Rebel Without a Cause, and Giant. Only the first had been released when he was killed in a car accident at the age of 24. His death on September 30th, 1955, sparked an unparalleled outpouring of sorrow. For 3 years after his death, Warner Brothers received more letters to him than any other living actor. And the James Dean phenomenon never really ended. Thousands still come to the little town of Fairmont, Indiana to see the farm where he grew up and to visit his grave there. His familiar image appears worldwide on posters and t-shirts. He has been the subject of many books, songs, TV documentaries, plays, movies, and hundreds of magazine articles. 40 years after his death, James Dean is still a hero to his own generation and to succeeding generations who keep his legend alive. Martin Landau said, "People were robbed of him. Whenever you're robbed of something, it lingers. It lingers with you." A bronze bust of James Dean by artist Kenneth Kendall stands near Griffith Park Observatory in Los Angeles, California. There is a Greek inscription on the right shoulder, and it roughly translates to, "As summer was just beginning." This sentiment from a painting by John LaForge is a Greek epitaph concerning the death of a young person. The composer chose it as a title for the piece. He loosely based the main melody heard in the beginning on an old British folk song. The winter is past and the summer is here at last. He chose it because Dean's Quaker heritage goes back to England, Ireland, and Scotland, and because the simple, bittersweet song about summer seemed appropriate for James Dean. I've asked the kids several times to think about this song as we're playing it, and to imagine that person that was taken just a little too soon. So I challenge all of you as you listen to this, kind of close your eyes and think of that moment that passed too quickly. Now I'm going to make a quick announcement while we adjust for our next thing, and I'll explain what the next thing is. As many of you guys know, we are planning a trip to Hershey, Pennsylvania in May. There may be a few more of these left, a few more of these little cards, and a few more of the packets left over there. If you didn't get one of these, let me know. I'll make some more copies and make sure that your children get them, and get them to you, hopefully. Our trip is planned for May 12th through the 14th. Initial payments are due. We need to make sure that we know exactly how many people are going so we can get a final cost for everyone. If you do not have your initial payment in yet, that is okay. You can get it in sometime next week. We just need to have a rundown, a breakdown of how many people are going so we know what that final cost is. And if you have any questions or anything about it, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them for you. Most of the information is contained in here. You can also go to the r-etours.com, select Access Your Trip, and select Firelands High School. The password is Firelands17. So the password is Firelands17. You can get all the information online on that website, and any questions should be answered there as well. Now, the next thing you see in the program, you might think kind of odd, but when we go to contests every year, and we perform for the Ohio Music Education Association, and we get adjudicated. When we're adjudicated, we perform all of the pieces that you're hearing right now. We'll perform those on stage for 3 judges. Those 3 judges will come up with a composite score for us, 1 being superior, the highest score you can get, 5 being the lowest or the worst score you can get. Firelands has gone to district contests for, I believe, about 10 years now. This is my 7th year here, maybe 11 years, 11 or 12 years. We have now had a total of 9 years in a row of superior ratings at district contests, so I'm very proud of our band for that. Now that superior rating, it comes from an average of the 3 judges that listen to us play our prepared music. But there is one other judge that you don't get to see, and there's one other part of the assessment that you don't get to see, and that's called the sight reading. We go into a room, and all of the students will take all of their music and they'll put it under their chair so they'll have absolutely nothing in front of them, and they will all be given a brand new piece of music that they will lay down flat. Then we have a timer that will tell us, okay, you have 4 minutes to look at the music and review it with your neighbor, the person next to you. They can ask questions about the music, they can talk about the music, they can sing to each other, clap to each other, whatever they need to do. They can't talk about what they're doing after contest or, who they think is cute. They can't do that. But while they're looking at that, they're going to study. I'm going to study the score. I have not seen this score yet either, so I don't even know how this piece sounds yet. So we will all look at that. After they are done with their 4 minutes, I get 4 minutes to explain and answer questions. After we go through that entire process, I stand in front of them, and then we play from beginning to end, and then they tell us how we did. So since you don't get to see that at contest, I decided that we are going to do it for you guys tonight so you can get an idea of what they are going through when they go into that locked room that you can't see inside. So this is sight reading. They will see this for the first time. They have never seen this. I have never seen this, and we're going to read it through, and we hope it sounds good. Okay, does everybody have the correct parts? Check your parts real quick, make sure you have the correct parts. Everybody good? Baritone, you got the correct treble clef, bass clef? Okay, you got the part bass? Okay. So, begin. example, in the flutes and first clarinets in measure 30, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And actually that happens in the flute starting all the way back in 25. And 2 and 3, rest, and 2 and 3.
2 minutes.
4, rest, and 2 and 3. So watch the note. 29 through 33. We have some triplet figures in there. 1 lully, 2 lully, 3 lully, 4 lully. And it bounces around in sections. So listen for yours. Don't be strict when somebody else does it. For example, flutes are on 29 beat 1. Clarinet 1 is on beat 2. Okay, so listen for that. When you guys get down to measure 39, watch those dynamics, especially if you have a whole note. Whole notes, you guys are going to really control the ups and the downs as far as dynamics. So exaggerate the soft, exaggerate the loud. Okay, so be very careful with that. Articulation, you've got a lot of legato to nudo marks and slurs. So watch with those. Going into 64, we're going to name crescendo. Last 3 measures, we have a mollificando, so watch for that slowdown. I'm going to try to slow it down, so I'll try to keep up with you guys. Try to keep up with you. Dynamics,
1 minute.
dynamics, exaggerate. And we have 1 minute left. Please ask me any questions. Yes. What's that? Please choose? Yes, you choose. Do all cues. Is that your question? Okay. For right now, go ahead and do all cues. That'll just help support those that are playing. Okay? Yes. We probably don't need that much. That's kind of high in your range. Okay? And then all of us want to play that. And again, solo, entire section.
30 seconds.
Questions? More questions? I'll say it again. Dynamics, dynamics, dynamics. It's exaggerated dynamics. Make your soft as possible. Make your loud as loud. You can really hear that difference. You can have a crescendo. Really push those crescendo. Same thing with the bass crescendo. Really get down soft. Time? Almost? concert and we hear them and they sound amazing. And sometimes we don't have a full perspective of where they've come from and the challenges they've had to get there. They do so much work. And every time we start a piece, sometimes it sounds way worse than that did. They did an awesome job on that, and they really did well. So thank you so much, guys. Good job on that. I enjoy letting you guys see the process, how we get to where we get. The last piece we're going to play for you is actually a collection of American folk songs. There's several little American folk songs, and some of you might recognize a couple of these. See if I can go through them real quick. There's one song called Down the River. Another one called Shenandoah. That's probably a pretty well-known one. There's one called The Glendy Burke, which is a little paddle boat song. It's got kind of a little boat dance kind of thing. And there's another one called the Creole Bambula by Gotchal. These are all kind of mixed together in here, kind of a fun arrangement. Another kind of neat thing about this particular song is this song was actually written for Oberlin High School in 1988 and 89, so it's actually written specifically for Oberlin High School, so it's kind of got a close to Firelands tie to it. So we hope you guys enjoy American River songs, and this will be our last song.
Thank you.